continuously is, performed, the whole heart is covered with these black dots. And then there's no hope for this individual. The best way to wipe off this black dot from increasing, that we need to find out the source and how do we go ahead and tackle it. The best way is to stand up in salah. Namaz is the biggest, weapon that we have. It's called Salahul Mu'min. Dua is Salahul Mu'min. It's a weapon of insan. And the ayat of Quran says, Inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. Salat, what does it do? Does it mean that we get to do good exercise by standing up, sitting down, sit-ups and whatnot? No. Aside from that, it keeps you away from evil and indecencies. Evil and indecencies. That's what this salat is keeping you away. You say, well, I've been praying for many years. I don't see indecencies and evil stay away from me. So what does that mean? There's something wrong with the salat? No, there's nothing wrong with the salat. Salat is all right on its own. It's something wrong with what we are doing. That means we're not performing this salat in the proper way. And that's what our salat is like. When we stand up, when we're praying at home, and predominantly most of the time we're praying at home, how much time do we spend performing this namaz? How much time do we spend standing up on the musalla? Riwayat say, as long as this musalla is opened, angels are, reciting salawat, and angels are blessing this individual, even if you're not praying on it. But we've learned from the very beginning, as soon as you're done, wrap it up and put it away. Why? Shaitan will come and pray. No. Shaitan, let him pray if he wants to. I guess what our elders were trying to tell us, that when you're finished praying, wrap it up and put it back. Because, you don't want people stepping on it, because there's sajda guy in there, there's khaki shafa in there, there's tasbih in there. You don't want people stepping up on it. But if it's left open, it's the contrary to what the elders have been telling us, that, wrap it up, finish it up. No. The longer that it stays open, your sawab is increasing every day. And so therefore it is something, if you can dedicate a place, that will be very important. I'll just tell you one important thing in regards to praying in Jamaat. We prayed in Jamaat today. Try to pray in Jamaat, and you will see the result. A lot of time people say, we pray and we don't feel that, I was concentrating, or I was performing a salat with khudu and khushu, humbleness and humility. Why? Because the lack of time that we spend on musalla. It takes us less than 30 seconds to perform the wudu. It takes us 2 minutes to perform fajr. It takes us 4 minutes to perform dhuhr, 3 minutes to perform maghrib. When we are rushing through our salat in this way, how are we going to go ahead and enjoy this salat? One way you can guarantee this salat is accepted is by performing it in Jamaat. There's a hadith which says, if there are 2 people in Jamaat, there's so and so extent. There's 74 rewards, 72 rewards. If there are 3 people in Jamaat, there are 100 and some rewards. If there are 4 people in Jamaat, there are 200 and some rewards. And the hadith ends, if there are 10 people in Jamaat, in congregation, there's no way of comprehending the reward of each individual that is standing in Jamaat. When there are 10. You would ask, did the person who was saying this hadith not know any number beyond the 10? No, he knew the number beyond 10. But he said 10 is the maximum that you could get, and all the angels were to get together. All the water was turned into ink. All the pieces of wood and the trees were turned into, pens. They would not be able to accumulate the reward of the salat which is performed in 10. I'll give you an example how. Imagine if a person only has 1 finger out of 10. What can he do? Maybe push something. If he has 2, maybe he can grab something. If he has 3, he can write something. If he has 4, he can hold on to something strongly. If he has 5 fingers, he can push something which is stronger. If you remain focused towards me for a couple more minutes. I know food and drink is here. If a person had, imagine if you have all 10 fingers, 2 thumbs and all of these fingers with you. There's no possibility to what you cannot do. No one has ever complained, I wish I had 11, I would have done so-and-so job, for example. Or I wish I had 11, so I would have done so-and-so thing. No. Allah created these 10 for a purpose. There's no limitation to what you cannot do with these 10. That is the same thing which exists in this namaz as well. One last hadith in this regard, and I'll open it up for question and answer, inshallah. That there's a very important saying that if namaz is accepted, everything else is accepted. And if namaz is not accepted, everything else is rejected. You say, how is it possible that one action, everything else will be depending on this action? And parents have the difficult time of getting their kids to start praying. That is one of the most difficult things. The reason is, it's not difficult if they were doing it themselves initially. If the children saw the parents pray, then they will pick up on it as well. Well, kids are old now. Now you want them, make them pray? They might pray out of the fear, but they'll never be praying with wholeheartedly. But nonetheless, keep this hadith in mind, that if namaz is accepted, everything else is accepted. If namaz is rejected, everything else is rejected.